Hello friends, welcome to my channel once again. Today my topic is on John Milton, one of the supreme poets of the world. Right? He was born in 1608 and given the title of Lady's Christ. He was a great historian, great English poet, a controversialist and pamphleteer. Friends, in this video I have tried to discuss Milton's life journey within 2 or 3 minutes. I know it is not possible, but I have touched important dates that regarding Milton, right? Firstly, I would like to discuss about his early years, that is childhood days. His father's name was John Milton Senior, mother was Sarah Jaffrey, and Miltons were prosperous enough to brought up John Milton. He had a very good childhood memories with him. Coming to next point, that is education. At the age of 7 he got admission in St. Paul's School, a renowned English public school at that time. He got admission because he has intention to become a minister, but later on he decided that he wants to be a poet. Rather, he felt that it is God's wish, that God wants him to be poet than a minister. Then in 1625 he did his matriculation. Later in 1626 he was rusticated because he had controversy with his tutor, right, on the curriculum of the school prevailing at that time. He was not satisfied with the curriculum. In 1629 what happened, he got his BA degree, and in 1632 he did his master degree. He completed his master's degree. After completing his master degree, what is next to do? He shifted to Horton, his hometown, and lived 6 years there with his family. When he was living with his family, he wrote Greek and Latin writers chiefly, right? And he shifted from poetry to prose work. While living with his family, what happened, in 1637 his mother died, and he was very disturbed because another mishappening was there in the same year, that his friend Edward King also died. Mother died because of the spread of plague, and his friend Edward King died because he was drawn to the Irish Sea. And in the memory of his friend, he wrote a marvelous work, Lycidas. When he was staying with his family, he was not an accomplished poet at that time. He tried to write poetry. There were significant efforts, right? He wrote on the morning of Christ's nativity, a nativity ode, on Shakespeare, La Allegro, the cheerful man, and Il Penseroso, the pensive man. Right? When he was doing these things, he was mentally disturbed because of the mishappenings. He decided that he wanted a break. He decided a grand tour. He visited Greece and Italy mainly. He was impressed by the people there. He was impressed by the writers there, and the main impression on his poetry is from Galileo. He was very much impressed by Galileo. When he was on his tour, he came to know about the this disturbance going on in England because of civil war. In 1642 civil war broke out, and he came back to England, right? In 1642 he got married second time with Powell, right? Milton had controversy with his tutor. He had controversy with his competitive writers. He had controversy with his in his married life. He got married 3 times. In 1642 he married with Powell. This is his second wife. She was the daughter of Oxford royalist. It is assumed that because of political differences in political thoughts, they got separated, right? After 1 month she came back to her home. Then after 1 year she came back to Milton, and they restarted their life. They had a very beautiful daughter, and they enjoyed their life. When they were enjoying their life, there was a turn that Charles I came into monarchy came into existence. So Milton was very against this monarchy. He know his future, and he shifted to another side. When he was going through this phase, he wrote pamphlets, right? In 1643, a famous pamphlet was written by Milton, that is the This one is the discipline, the doctrine and discipline of divorce. It was published in 1643. He was against the divorce laws, right? For him, marriage life is based on love and mutual understanding. If love and mutual understanding is not there, then it has become violation, base for the violation of one's liberty. So he later on he was known as Milton the divorcer. After this, when he was going through this disturbed life, he got married to another lady third time, and from that lady he had two kids. In 1652 he got blind, and in this year, this was again a tragic year for him, because in 1652 he got blind. In 1652 his young son died. That was the from his third wife, right? And if we give a brief view of Milton's work, we see that most of his famous work are written when he turned 50s. After 50s, he became his works are known to us that are very significant. In last work which was written after on his blindness, that is Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. In 1660 he wrote Paradise Lost, and in 1674 he wrote Paradise Regained. While talking about Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained, I remember one thing, that he was a great scholar, he was a good student in his student life. He had interest in science and scientific discoveries, and this thing or this trait is proved when he write Paradise Lost. In chapter 8 of Paradise Lost, he has mentioned about planetary motions. This shows his interest in science also. Means he was very intellectual scholar, right? And in 74 he died. So this is all about Milton. I have given a very brief view, right? I hope you will like my video, and if you like it, please don't forget to share and subscribe. Thank you.